The journey of making this film has been quite tough because it has been long. The research and development has been long. Every stage of making this movie has been quite detailed and taxing, but a very enjoyable journey. You know, at the outset, I must say that I am not a historian and neither am I an archaeologist. You know, I'm just a filmmaker who's a creative person. I'm a filmmaker who likes history. And I try and do as much research as I can on the scripting stage to make it as accurate, as close to what the status was at that time. Uh, Also, when you decide to make a movie like this, you know, it's a huge opportunity. So I'm very thankful that I got this opportunity to make this film on our very first civilization, a civilization that we know very little about. It's only a lot of speculation. And I'm thankful I got the opportunity, and the opportunity came to me in the form of, firstly, Hrithik Roshan, and secondly, UTV Motion Pictures. Without their support, we couldn't have made this film. Along with them, of course, I needed a cast and crew that also believes in the film, also is trying to bring their own vision to the film. And today, I want to start right now by first introducing the cast. Well, I'm back. Uh, You know, if each one of us has a memory of our first film that we saw as a child. And my memory of my first movie that I saw when I was 5 years old was Aradhna. And I remember being so mesmerized by the movie and so mesmerized by Mr. Rajesh Khanna. I was of the firm belief that Rajesh Khanna made this film. He wrote it, he directed it, he sang the songs, he created everything. He was the end all of that film. Years later, I realized there's studio hota hai. You know, there must be some more crew members that must be coming in. And then when I become a filmmaker, I can feel the full force. Even today, there are so many different little departments that contribute so majorly to a film's bigness in terms of its detailing that they sometimes go unseen. So I have always got the utmost respect for my crew, apart from my cast. So today, let me now also introduce you to all those people who did their own research and brought to the table the vision of what the film should be, what the civilization should be all about. Rahman, incredible, yeah, incredible. You know, it is such a joyous journey of working with Rahman, I cannot tell you. The way he, I mean, I'm sorry I'm going to be praising you on your face, but the way he works, the way he does his detailing, the way he, you know, creates these little sounds. I don't know how he does it.
I learned from you.
Actually, I wanted to ask you, and forgive me for asking on a public platform like this, that what is your mind process when you create a sound like this over here in which the, how does it come to you?
It's just imagination, I think, because when I heard the story from you and then the way you had envisioned, and initially when you said Mohenjo Daro, I thought it's going to be a like historic documentary, which is going to be so boring. But then when I saw the movie, and when you showed me all the pictures and all the previews, and it really inspired me. And so I always try to go to that zone and unearth with my imagination.
Wow, wow. Also, I want to ask you another thing which always keeps, because wherever you call him in Chennai, sir in LA. Or if you call him another time, it's, sir, he's in London. He's always somewhere traveling. I wonder how he keeps the cultures blended. Because how do you create music for the Americans? Sorry, for Hollywood? How do you create music for Chennai? How do you create music for Hindi? When I saw Pele, which just came out, and it's completely South American, that soundtrack is something else. And it's the same guy who's doing it. So, again, a question for you that, how do you maintain the balance between Does your mind switch when the visa stamp is done? How do you do that?
I used to do it better before. I think now I can't do that anymore. I'm getting older, and I want to go more deeper into things. And but once we are connected as human beings. We all have the same emotions. We have love, sadness, anger, romance, or whatever you call it, and dreams. So I tap onto that universal factor of an emotion, and then the rest of the stuff is just covering. It's just sweetening, capsuling, but the core of us connecting all of us is the same. And
It's incredible. A chef never tells, a magician never tells, but he just told us. We know it. Thanks, Raman.
open secret.
Thanks so much. Well, Sarman means joy. Yeah. And buy one, get one free. I'll tell you what Chani also means. It means graceful. So I like the combination of, it's a phonetic thing. Audiences would have not known till you didn't ask me this question, so I'm glad you did. So it's joy and graceful. जब भी आप एक historical लेते हैं ना, तो usually you hire people who do research, come and give you all that on a platter, and then you build the script. I have a problem. I must experience the research myself. So that's why every film of mine, be it Lagan or a Swades or a Jodha Akbar, they're all 3 or 4 year gaps. They're because I like to do that research. Because I feel that these are films, very special films. You have to be very careful when you make them. And then I was waiting for Hrithik, and I'm glad with all the ups and downs that went through in terms of is he going to do it, not going to do it, itty thick script coming to 80 pages, all those phases happened, and finally I'm glad that he greenlit the film and we are here today.
The day it came down from 81 to 80, he has flown to Delhi to meet me. Hrithik, I've done it! And we signed the film there and then.
It's a Ashutosh Gowariker film. And coming to Mohenjo Daro, we've only read it in the textbooks. So my question is, what draws you to such historical periods? Why Mohenjo Daro? Why Indus Valley civilization?
I've also often asked myself this, and I've realized that I get drawn to untold stories. So even in a Jodha Akbar or a Lagan, those are all untold stories, which the era is right. You know about the era, you know the period, you know the society, how the society was at that time, but we don't know what happened. So it excites me to try and tell a story set in that time. Now, for example, Mohenjo Daro, since you're asking about the title, now what this city was known at that point in time, nobody knows. I mean, I could have easily called the film Mohenjo Daro. And there would have been a lot of questions raised. How can I give it my own name? How can I call it Mohenjo Daro? So in this case, I've used a very popular name, which is used by all the archaeologists, historians. They refer to this city as Mohenjo Daro. So it fascinated me to know कि उस वक्त इसका नाम कुछ अलग था और अब हम इस नाम के जरिए उसको संबोधित कर रहे हैं. तो what happened here? So it fascinates me, and my first like you and all of us, the school books was the first reference, and the second was during Lagan when I was in Bhuj and I was looking for locations. I stumbled upon the city of Dholavira, and I thought, oh my God, this is incredible, a story, a city that is just standing and we don't know anything about our ancestors. What happened to this civilization? Who were the people? How did they live? So I'm very happy that today, I got the opportunity and we are here, the film is done. Hopefully now everyone will like it. I'm so sorry, I can't hear you.
Sanitation systems were introduced for the first time in Mohenjo Daro.
Yeah.
Are you actually going to be showcasing them?
My study told me that they were covered at the time. So I've kept them covered in the movie. They are there. It's like I have six packs, but they're covered.
Ashutosh.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. No, not at all. In fact, I never remember dates. I failed in history. I had no connection with geography. So last year when I did this show called Everest, and when the news came out that you're doing Mohenjo Daro, a member from the media, a very clever question, कि अब अच्छा, अब आप geography से history जा रहे हैं? So I said, yeah, there it is. कलेक्टिव नहीं हो सकता है, इसकी वजह यह है कि इतिहास भी ना हर 50 साल नया लिखा जाता है. नए स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं जो हिस्टोरियंस बनते हैं, वो जो पहले इतिहासकार थे उनका इतिहास पढ़ते हैं, उसमें हाइपोथेसिस होते हैं, एनालिसिस होते हैं, दे चेंज इट एंड दैट्स कॉन्स्टेंटली गोइंग ऑन. सो इवन इन आर्कियोलॉजी every 20 years there's a new study that comes in. जैसे हाल ही में आपको पता चला कि ये सिविलाइजेशन 8000 साल पुराना है. तो जब मैंने ये सुना तो मुझे पहली बात तो मैंने सुनीता और सिद्धार्थ से कही कि मुझे पूरी फिल्म रीशूट करनी पड़ेगी अभी. So it's constantly being rewritten. What I did was I got in touch with Jonathan Mark Canoyer, who is the leading archaeologist in University of Wisconsin, जिन्होंने 35 साल मोहनजोदारो में हड़प्पा में काम किया, और भारत के भी 6 आर्कियोलॉजिस्ट थे. उनके साथ बैठ के उनका जो चेन ऑफ थॉट है वो मैंने इसमें इंकॉर्पोरेट किया, बिकॉज देर आर अदर डाइवर्जेंट व्यूज ऑल्सो. सो मैं जानता हूँ कि ट्रेलर जब आया तो काफ़ी रिजर्वेशंस भी थे. कुछ लोगों को लगा कि यार चांदी का कॉस्ट्यूम ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है, लेकिन सच तो ये है कि अगर आप फिगरीन्स देखेंगे उस वक्त की, तो वो न्यूडिटी बहुत है उसमें. दे ऑल नेकेड फिगरीन्स. तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आई मेक अ फिल्म विच हैज़. So I have to create somewhere, imagine responsibly, try and blend it, because ultimately मैं भी क्या चाह रहा हूँ कि मुझे मौका मिल रहा है और मैं एक अद्भुत दुनिया में जा रहा हूँ. How can I bring it to screen जिससे आप भी देख के प्रभावित हो कि एक नजरिया मिल रहा है. आज तक कभी फिल्म इस पे बनी नहीं है. तो I've attempted that and have इसलिए मैंने कहा कि मैं इतिहासकार नहीं हूँ, आर्कियोलॉजिस्ट नहीं हूँ, लेकिन मैं जरूर एक.
And thank you for that. Because Akbar apparently was 4 feet 5 inches tall.
You would have never been cast.
मतलब चांस ही नहीं होता. So thank you.
अच्छा आशुतोष, मेरा सवाल फिल्म के टाइटल से.
सब रुक जाइए अब.
ये अजय ब्रह्मात्मज की आवाज लग रही है.
जी मैं ही हूँ सर. मेरा सवाल भी फिल्म के टाइटल से ही था. हम लोग एक ही शब्द के रूप में मोहनजोदारो को जानते रहे हैं, बचपन से पढ़ते रहे हैं. आपकी फिल्म में 2 शब्द आते हैं, मोहेंजो एक साथ आता है, दारो एक साथ अलग आता है. इस टाइटल पे पहुंचने की वजह क्या रही, इस तरीके से क्यों सोचा गया? और मोहनजोदारो का शायद असली मतलब मुर्दों का टीला होता है. तो इस फिल्म में जो एक ट्रेलर में मैंने देखा था कि मोहनजोदारो को बचाने की कोशिश कर रहा है समर, तो ये मुर्दों के टीले को बचाने की कोशिश कर रहा है. ये बात मेरी समझ में नहीं आई थी ट्रेलर देख के. 2 चीज़ें. और आपको बधाई कि अभी तक लोगों ने पीरियड और हिस्टोरिकल फिल्में बनाई हैं. आप शायद इंडिया के पहले फिल्म मेकर हैं जो प्री हिस्टोरिकल फिल्म बना रहे हैं. उसके लिए बहुत बहुत बधाई.
थैंक यू. नहीं, आपका सवाल करेक्ट है. 3-4 अलग नाम है. मोहिंजो दारो भी कहते हैं, मोहेंजो दारो भी कहते हैं, हिंदी में मोहेंजो दड़ो कहते हैं. लेकिन जो पॉपुलर नेम है इंटरनेशनली जो जाना जाता है वो मोहेंजो दारो था, इसलिए मैंने इस नाम को चुना. और ज़्यादातर आर्कियोलॉजिस्ट मोहेंजो दारो इस नाम से ही पहचानते हैं. एंड आई थॉट दैट yes, you're right, it's called Mound of the Dead. But as I said earlier, that if I had changed the name and given it my name, I could have never connected to you the story. कुछ reference point नहीं होता. तो मैंने मोहेंजो दारो ये इस्तेमाल किया. और इतिहास की बात है तो ये, as I said, untold stories excite me, interest me. And it needs people who can back you. Because मैं अगर just अपने आप सोच लूँ तो ये कभी पॉसिबल नहीं है. तो इसमें ऋतिक का होना ज़रूरी है, सिद्धार्थ का आना ज़रूरी है, एंटायर टीम जो यहाँ पे सामने बैठी है, ऑल ऑफ देम हैव टू कम जॉइन इन. एंड आवर प्रोसेसेस हैव बीन वेरी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, whether it's dialogue or whether it's the way the costumes are or the light design. तो कोशिश की है कि try and create the world. कुछ reservations होंगे definitely, and मैं नहीं कहूँगा कि आपके अगर reservations हैं तो आप गलत हैं. At the same time मैं ये भी request करूँगा कि आप मुझे भी ना गलत कहें, because मैं भी एक imagine ही कर रहा हूँ, and it is my make believe world. तो I just feel that audiences should also watch the film with a little openness. That's all.
Thank you, Ashu sir. Thank you for your questions, guys.
Ritik,
We're really
Ashutosh,
running out of time.
One
Our
second.
last question, please.
Ritik, Ashutosh, a question common to both of you. A big here, slightly towards your right. यहाँ, अजय के बाजू में. A question common to both of you. A big film for both of you, a big film in terms of box office business as well. It is obviously clashing with Akshay Kumar's Rustom. Is that a cause of concern? Because we have seen how when clashes happen in the past, numbers are divided. So what's your take on that? Ritik and Ashutosh, if I could have a reaction from both of you on this.
Producer साहब, मैं एक्टर हूँ.
You know, clashes always happen.
सर अक्षय आपके बिल्डिंग में रहते हैं सर,
वो भी एक्टर है.
लेकिन वो प्रोड्यूसर भी है.
ओ वो प्रोड्यूसर है.
पार्ट प्रोड्यूसर.
Straight to Akshay. Akshay and Ashutosh.
Ashutosh, a reaction from you.
Ashutosh and Akshay. Please
you know,
discuss, sort it out.
The thought does come to your mind that, you know, अगर दो फिल्में एक साथ आ रही हैं, दोनों बड़ी हैं, तो clash होगा, box office बटा जाएगा, all that happens. But ultimately, उसके बाद जब आप decide करते हैं कि आपको, you know, इस वक्त रिलीज करना है, तो you have to do what is in your interest. आपकी फिल्म किस तरह से ऑडियंस को प्रभावित करे, ये आपको सोचना है. आप ये भी सोचते हैं कि शोले और जय संतोषी माँ सेम डे रिलीज हुए थे, दोनों सुपरहिट थे. इनफैक्ट जय संतोषी माँ अगर आप बॉक्स ऑफिस कंपेयर करें तो इट्स अ बिगर हिट देन शोले बिकॉज द कॉस्ट टू रिकवरी रेशियो इज वेरी हाई. लगान गदर जो मेरी एक पास्ट फिल्म थी, तो वो जब मैं सोचता हूँ तो मुझे लगता है ग्रेट, मोहनजो को भी चलना चाहिए, रुस्तम को भी चलना चाहिए. बोथ द फिल्म शुड बी सुपर डुपर्स.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your kind questions. I'm sure our friends from the media would like a couple more pictures. Could I please request our lovely cast and Ashutosh to kindly step up? We're really out of time, guys. I'm so sorry.
ओके ओके. भाषा बहुत ही मुश्किल टॉपिक था इस फिल्म के लिए, क्योंकि कहा जाता है अकॉर्डिंग टू आर्कियोलॉजी दैट तभी प्राकृत बोलते थे, कोई कहता है ब्राहुई बोलते थे. एंड जो सिंधु की जो स्क्रिप्ट है, जो अल्फ़ाबेट है, वो अभी तक डिसाइफर नहीं हुई है, तो किसी को पता नहीं है कि भाषा क्या थी. तो हमने सोचा कि क्यों ना एक ऐसी मैश क्रिएट करें जिसमें यू हैव अ बिट ऑफ सिंधी, अ बिट ऑफ हिंदी, अ बिट ऑफ शुद्ध हिंदी, ताकि इट क्रिएट्स अ फीलिंग ऑफ एन ओल्ड वर्ल्ड. इट्स अंडरस्टूड बाय द ऑडियंसेस, बिकॉज मैं नहीं चाह रहा कि जैसे जोधा अकबर में भी अगर आपने देखा होगा, मैंने ज़्यादा पर्शियन में मैं नहीं गया, ज़्यादा घनी उर्दू मैंने इस्तेमाल नहीं की, क्योंकि मैं नहीं चाह रहा कि ऑडियंस एलियनेट हो. सबको समझ में आनी चाहिए फिल्म. एंड अल्टीमेटली आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल अ स्टोरी, सो द स्टोरी कैन ओनली बी टोल्ड बाय वर्ड्स. So that's where we use words like I was going to use it at the end, but लख लख थोड़ा उस सवाल के लिए, इसका मतलब है thank you for that question.